Solulan, the hidden side of your success.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here today to this webinar offered by Solulan, dedicated to to a challenge that you all share in the world of education: to do more with exactly the same resources. In a context where expectations are rising, where the needs of the people who gravitate around the education system are changing rapidly, and where the constraints remain very real, it is becoming essential to rethink your ways of working, not by adding hours or tasks but by focusing on ingenuity, collaboration, and technological tools that will allow you to simplify your impacts. Today, the objective is clear: to see concrete cases that deliver real results, to get the most out of the Microsoft ecosystem in education, to identify what makes projects successful, to ensure secure governance, and above all, to learn how to spot a first project with a quick impact. So basically, less theory, more value, fast. So let me introduce myself. My name is Martin Boutin. I'm a business development specialist and ambassador at Solulan. Speaking of Solulan, we've been in business for over 27 years now. We are supporting organizations, both private and institutional, that wish to simplify, secure, and evolve their technological environment. Okay. So basically, our approach is manage IT services with in-depth cybersecurity expertise. Okay. So basically, we have five main area of services at Solulan. First of all, manage IT services. Whether it be full or partial support, we do support your infrastructure and users. Okay. And that model of business offers you predictability, stability, performance, and peace of mind. It really is the backbone of the Solulan offer. Of course, we have other departments. We have a cybersecurity and compliance department. We have an AI and Power Platform department. We have a department also for strategy. So we follow you for your throughout your destination for technological advances that you might want, or the path that you might want. We have a team for projects. I think we're at 17 people now, just in the project team, to either accompany you for migration to the cloud, modernizing your infrastructure, stuff like that. And finally, the last department is telephony call center. So we are able to be with you throughout the process of either changing your telephony, your call centers, or even setting up a video conference room. So Solulan is now nearly 100 employees. I say nearly because I think we're at 97 or 98 employees now. We have customers all over Canada, 650 of them, from Halifax to Vancouver. We do have also employees in pretty much all of those provinces. We have offices in Blainville on the north shore of Montreal, in Varennes on the south shore of Montreal, Quebec City, Toronto as well. So just before we start, I invite you to ask your question throughout the meeting, okay, by accessing the Q&A section at the top of your screen. Just press there and we'll be able to answer your question. If it's not answered while we are presenting, at the end, we are going to take 5-10 minutes to answer all of your questions. Now I would like you to introduce to one of our experts at Solulan. He's the director of the AI and Power Platform department, Eric Sauvé. Eric, first of all, good morning. Could you talk about just a while, talk about you for a bit now?
Yes. Thank you, Martin, for the introduction. So I'm Eric Sauvé. I'm the Director of AI and Power Platform Department at Solulan. I've been in the business solutions area for over 20 years. I don't count anymore. And in there, like it's been mostly within the Microsoft ecosystem. So building solutions, building applications, helping customer improve their day-to-day work. In there, in the last 7 years or so, I've been closely involved with Microsoft AI teams. So even before the whole Copilot suite was introduced, when we were talking about things like AI Builder, for example, I was working with the product team then. I am a certified trainer. I've been presenting in conferences and webinars for also a couple of years. In projects, I do act as a solution architect and been recognized as a Microsoft MVP and certified trainer for almost 7 years, which is the time since I've been involved in the AI industry.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Eric, and you'll see I'm interrupting a lot, Eric, okay? He kind of minimized the MVP portion of the Microsoft, okay? Let me just tell you that there's a few hundred of people in Canada that are MVPs, okay? And we are proud here at Solulan. We have two of them, one in the telephony sector and one in AI and power platforms, which is Eric. So we are very gifted here at Solulan with their expertise. So today we're gonna talk about real cases, okay? So it's important for us to show you in a real way how can we change your way of work and optimize your way of work by using Microsoft's tools. So we're gonna see real cases. We're gonna see after that the whole Microsoft ecosystem, not the whole, I reassure you, not the whole Microsoft ecosystem because it's a big one, but at least some parts of it. We're gonna see what are the key factors, okay, for a successful optimization or automation of your processes, governance. We cannot go without with a AI project without talking about governance, of course. And mostly at the end, we're gonna tell you some or give you some tells to how to identify a first project, how to have a quick win with AI. Most of you have major challenges in the education system, okay? Your budgets are constantly under pressure. We understand that the government tries to minimize the investment in education. Unfortunately, it is very fragile environment, okay? So when we talk about budget under pressure, we talk about human resources under pressure as well, okay? We are always asking the teachers and the admin staff to do more with less, to optimize their processes, but it has a cost, okay? It has a human cost. And unfortunately, in the educational institution, that cost is heavy. Lastly, one of the another major challenge that you guys face is the high expectation from the digital world, meaning that today with the SMS, people are expecting an answer quick, okay, a quick answer to their questions. And unfortunately, your staff is not available 24/7, which is normal, okay? And people tend to have less tolerance to those delays. So we're gonna talk about ways to try to optimize those situations.
I'm curious to know, Martin, like I just sent you a text and while you were talking and you did not answer yet. How come?
I'm sorry, I was busy, Eric. So now let's just jump on the use cases, the real interesting stuff. Case number one, okay, student services. It often students have multiple questions, and it's often the same questions that are asked. And Eric and his team found some ways, some solutions to help your admin staff to manage those that loads of questions.
Yeah. So really what we're looking at is that addressing that growing volume of requests from the students, and how can we help you face this challenge? Considering that the majority of those are pretty already well documented. You probably have procedure SOPs or procedure documents or reference documents that provide the answers to these questions, or else you can kind of build this FAQ system and to answer things like, okay, how do I enroll in this course? What's the deadline for me to change or drop a course, without any impact on my Z notes or F notes or whatever. So this is the kind of questions. Same thing with the calendar information. When do final exams start? Is there a day off next week? Next Monday, for example. That's the type of answer you might get. And again, the point is these, most likely you already have the answers available. You don't need someone to answer those questions, because right now it's overloading this staff. So same thing with, how do I view my invoice? How can I pay? What types of payments are accepted? These types of questions potentially that you address. So how do we address this? AI conversational agent, aka chatbots, that is available for the students on the institution website, and it is based on documents that are available, in this case, that were available in the background on SharePoint Online, and using Copilot Studio to help build all that logic. And the beauty of this is, compared to the early days of chatbots, in this case, it's more around guiding how Copilot will answer the questions, giving what we call instructions on how to handle those questions and answer, versus thinking ahead of time, what will be all the questions that students ask and how do they ask them? So we're giving instructions to the chatbot or agent. We then provide the source of information. So in this case, SharePoint Online, where all those reference documents are available. It could be something else. It could be a database or something, but in this case, this is what we were looking at. And surfacing this, so providing this as an interface to the students through the website in this case.
So since the chatbot is built on a database, okay, that either fetched information in XYZ database or on SharePoint or whatever, I guess it's the of the most importance of having a clean database, right? To make sure that we have the right information in that database.
Absolutely, and that's one thing that if any of you have experiencing with AI, so AI, like I would say, like puts the spotlight on data that is not up to date, or if you have multiple versions of documents or information. And this is a key area where we provide you guidance on how to set up areas, clean areas, for that information to be siloed, let's say.
Okay, good.
So here is the example of that chatbot experience. So on the website, there's that chatbot experience, typically on the bottom right, where the student assistant is available, and the students can ask their questions. If there are reference documents that are readily available for them, they can select it and be forwarded to that source, either be like a PDF or a website page, for example.
Nice. Which brings us to the second case, okay? The student self-service portal. So in the case number one, we had quite simple questions that the chatbot was able to answer by itself, okay? In case number two, it's a bit more complicated. So either for more complicated questions, but also there's going to be a need for human interaction in that portal, right?
Yes, exactly. So here, the problem was around the housing and student life services. having to manage like a increasing volume or large volume of requests, especially during peak times like beginning or closing of semesters or sessions, when like students require, for example, new rentals, or they have questions around some of the areas of trouble that they can have. So many of those requests here can be fairly predictable. And the point here is to provide access for the students to be able to, for example, handle reassignment requests. My co-renter, we're having difficulties together. Can you put me into another room? Can you put me into a waiting list? Because right now there's no room available, things like that. So these types of requests to get, or if there are any incidents, the window was broken, please send someone to repair it. I've lost the key of my room. Can you provide a key? Things like that, where the students would want to be able to submit a question or submit a request. Basic information to policies, regulations. What are my rights? What are the procedures if I want to do something, or some key dates that are available? So in this case, to address this, first point is providing what we call a self-service portal. And consider like the self-service portal is a website where people authenticate themselves. So the students log in, they have a username, password, they log in, and we know who they are. And this way they can make their own requests. So it allows them to submit a request, put me on the waiting list. There's a broken window, there's different situations that I'm facing, be able to submit those requests and be informed or track what we call the status of that request. Okay, where it's under review. It was someone is actually taking care of this, things like that, as well as having access to official information. Behind the scene, what this links to, so the students get that self-service portal. Behind the scene, what we implement is the customer service module of Dynamics 365. And this allows the administrative team, so that housing management team, to handle those requests and be able to assign, let's say, those questions or issues to staff member or groups, or maybe like a partner, like a partner that does the service, for example, and be able to again change the status or update the client on what the status is. So they get a full tracking of these questions.
So there again, it's for a bit more complicated situation. It is also adapted to have a human interaction between the staff and the customer slash client slash student. Sorry.
Yep.
And I see that you're using different tools. For the chat bot, you were using Copilot Studio as well as SharePoint Online to go for the database. Now I see that you have a Dynamics 365 customer service as well as Power Pages. Can you explain within 30 seconds what are those tools?
Yeah, and we'll go later on some of the details, but
Yes.
Pretty much the thing is, so Dynamics 365 is one of the key business application platform from Microsoft, and we have like different areas different modules or different areas that it services. Either it be the financial, the project operation, or in this case the customer service or relationship with your customer base, in this case students, or even your staff that you're maintaining there. So this is like an application dedicated for that. Power Pages is also in the same realm. So it is a Microsoft-based tool, part of the Power Platform, and it enables you to build a portal to service your customer, in this case, your clients, your students, for example.
Speaking of example, please show me what it looks like.
Yeah. So here we do get like that sample of being able to submit. So the student is logged in and is able to submit that ticket or that request. In the background, we have Dynamics 365 that allows the staff to manage those cases, update the status, so the student can see on their side, after, here they submit it, and then we change the status, reassign the issue, and the student can then see what is happening on this case. So it's in progress, for example, or resolved was addressed.
Nice. Third case, administrative operation. We've been talking about students and tools to help them communicate with your admin staff. But your admin staff, I'm pretty sure I could bet with you guys that they have at least a few dozens of Excel sheets, Excel files open for different part of their job. Having dozens of those make it difficult to have a good information or to have a good picture of a X project, for example. Surely we do have a solution for that, Eric.
Yeah. So exactly, like you're saying, like we're talking about having to manage either it be administrative or academic projects, and in this case, those projects were being managed or still tracked using Excel spreadsheet. They're still pretty popular in many institutions, and I'm always amazed by how much people are able to rely on Excel and how they are able to operate full departments in this case with the use of Excel. But at the same time, in terms of having a centralized location, it does bring many challenges around the collaboration part, and be able to track both the information about the project, but also all those email exchanges that you have surrounding this project. So the point is providing or having to face and be able to give a status on what's happening with this new study program. Like, what's the story? What's happening there? Same thing with any digital transformation projects or any regulatory compliance initiatives. Same thing. Those are kind of projects that you want to be able to track, be able to report on, address any issues that are happening through these different steps of a project lifecycle. And that's why in this case, the implementation is around using or implementing, a project management solution. So instead of using Excel, instead of relying on the emails and all that stuff that you have left and right, here, built using Rapid Start project, which is, consider Rapid Start like a light version of Dynamics. It is built on the Microsoft Power Platform, so it is using the same tool set, it is using the same platform, the same level of security. It just that is a lighter version of, in this case, project management solution. So depending on the scale needed and the types of functionality, in this case, be able to track projects, be able to track expenses, time that was applied to this project, and be able to provide a status out of these. So the beauty of it is each department can work in that shared environment. In terms of the institution board, they can get an oversight or overview of all the different projects, and maybe even establish like program governance, so they can view all those different projects while every department works in their siloed or focused area, for example.
So it's basically a hub containing all the information from all the different projects that a school or college or university can manage.
Yeah, and the point is, you get all the information relative to the project, you can track it, but also all those email exchanges, because we were talking about email information, they're simply tracked towards that project. So for example, in Outlook, you say, oh, this is related to this project. You just like kind of select it and identify it. So then the whole history of conversation is tracked in the application. So as we can see here, you get like, for example, the list of project. You can work on a Gantt chart to establish the timeline of the project, get some stats on how are we doing, are we in a good position, things like that. So this is the type of project management solution that can be applied in this case.
Which brings us to case number 4, decision analytics. We've mentioned that you guys have lots and lots of information, okay? And sometimes it's kind of hard to analyze the whole that whole information to have a global picture of your situation, and to take that global picture to take decisions afterwards. So with AI and the Microsoft tools, we are able to take your data, crunch it, and give you some real information, so you're able to take a wise decision in a timely manner.
Yeah, and the point here is, like you're saying, Martin, like looking at all of that wealth of data, information that you have maybe on projects or status on programs. Do we have any abnormal enrollment rates? Are we maybe we need to consider canceling a program, or maybe we need to hire more instructors or teachers, and maybe market for open up a new cohort for a program. Be able to see the trends and take decisions, or any of the projects that we were tracking before, any delays that we should foresee, things like that. The point is looking at all that data and be able to take decisions or have insights that allow you to take decisions and anticipate, most likely. And here, we just go with something, and that in this case is really around supporting and the help or the use of a Copilot tool called Analyst. And
Let me just, sorry to interrupt, Eric, once more.
Sure, no problem.
Can you just tell me a bit more of Copilot Analyst? What is the difference between the normal Copilot?
Very good ask. Very good ask, Emma. Thanks for that. The main difference, or the key difference between, let's say, just using Copilot Chat, M365 Copilot, and asking a question. So I can provide files to Copilot and ask questions. Can you help me think through this, or get some insights, or give me trends, things like that. Copilot will do best effort. Copilot is more like you have an intern doing the work for you. Okay, so it will do the analysis, it will do its best effort, but it doesn't have the experience and the depth of maybe a more senior expert working on the case. So bringing the analyst tool in this case is like having that senior staff member or senior analyst coming into play, looking at those files, looking at that data, looking at the information, and be able to take or report a stronger insight review of that data. So it's having like an expert or more senior staff member doing the work.
And where do we get that Analyst Copilot?
It is part of the M365 Copilot suite. So if you have like the license for that, it is available there. So that's why I say in this case, we're just kind of helping you take advantage and use Copilot Analyst. So we're guiding you, we're kind of explaining to you like what kind of guidelines of how to use it. But behind the scene, what we've also worked is around automating workflows for the data extraction in this case, because the data was like in different systems. So the point was to take the data from the different system, bring them into a centralized location. So Analyst was able to work with that data and set up alerts if there was any deviations in terms of action to take in this case.
Okay, okay, super interesting. Um, I know that you have an example for us. Yes.
Yeah, so in this case was around enrollment, so doing a bit of a review through that and asking questions to the analyst, and from there be able to set like some like a workflow or series of alerts from there. So and then in your inbox Outlook you get like the alerts popping up or things like that. So the point here is using set of tools that is available, but just more like guiding you on how to use it and take advantage of it.
Good. Case number 5, AI in the enablement for staff. We've talked about Copilot. We've talked about Copilot Analyst, which
Mhm.
are great agents, great tools, okay? But what if, okay, what if you guys could build your own agent, your own AI agent? Because uh, there's so many schools, so many colleges, so many universities. Yes, you're all in the same education world, but you have specific needs and specific demands for all of those institutions. Okay, so what if we could build specific agents for your specific needs?
Yeah,
That's what.
and
Yeah.
and here the focus is really around helping you fish instead of bringing the fish in your plate. So there, like Martin was saying, like the M365 Copilot tool or suite is most likely already available in your institution, already available in your profile. Most of you already have it. The point is here is helping you leverage this, how to take advantage of these tools and um, bring that collective potential to a much higher level to help you in your daily productivity, thinking, planning. We were talking about the analyst helping you through the steps, or even, like Martin was saying, helping you build custom agents for this to address these problems. So in this case, our offering is around a structured training and enablement approach for the what we call the strategic use of M365 Copilot. We help your staff master these capabilities through 3 pillars. So first, mastering daily use, what we call productivity. Then moving into helping you support your thinking and decision-making steps. And lastly, creating and adopting custom AI agents. All
So,
that on the Microsoft 365 Copilot platform with our certified trainers.
so what you're saying here basically is that Solulan has the staff and the team to help our customer to build those agents and teach them how to build agents.
Yes, exactly. And to support that, we have a already defined training path. We have like 6 modules that are defined, and it is a progressive path. So we build from one to the other on the previous learning. We have different formats depending on your staff availability and your goals. So either like we go through demo, so concepts and demonstrations, or we go into interactive sessions where you can actually try what we're showing, and we're there to support you and give you Q&A. And even in some cases, we build trainings that are 100% tailored to your needs. The second one of our offering is more focused. If you have individuals in your organization that you see that they would be good candidates to build those agents and it would have a high impact for them, we go into like a half day with one-on-one with one of our experts to help go through that process of thinking, how do I build an agent? How do I get started? And then build that agent, test it out. And we even like follow through afterwards, like 2 weeks after, how's it going? Do you have any issues? Things like that. So it's really like that one-on-one super powered staff that you have who can then continue building more agents to help the department, for example.
So the first offer is really to yeah, sorry about that. So the first offer is really to it's a step by step how to use Copilot, right? versus the second one, which is more focused on the agent building?
Yeah. In the first modules, we do cover agent building, but it's more, group, general concepts and, give you like a starting block versus the individual coaching is really like, let's take a specific scenario, a use case that is specific to you, and we will help you build that agent.
And at the end of the half day, the customer goes back home with an agent, a functional agent.
Yeah, exactly.
Since the beginning of this webinar, we've been talking about Microsoft and Microsoft tools and Microsoft ecosystem and everything. Eric, can you go through rapidly, not the whole Microsoft ecosystem, because we would still be here tomorrow morning, but at least the tools that might be used for the agent, either for the agent creating or for Copilot or AI or whatever.
Yeah, sure. So first, the AI part. So the artificial intelligence, the idea here is it is available everywhere in terms of productivity. We do have Copilot available in the different application, Microsoft 365 application. There are agents you can build from there. And because it is Copilot, because it's not a third-party tool, the security remains in terms of your data is not used, it's not sent outside, it stays within your organization, and it's not used to train other models or things like that. You stay in a secured environment. And
I'm sorry to interrupt once again.
No, go ahead.
I cannot. I just want to for security purposes, okay, guys.
Emphasis, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not naming any other AI, okay, but I know that there's some AI in the market that if you put the information in it, the information is lost in the internet, meaning that the information that you've put into your prompt is now being used either by the AI to learn it or either spread out to on the internet versus Copilot with Microsoft, your information stay within your organization. Am I correct?
Exactly. That's the point. Yeah. And that's why for me, like I trust using Copilot, and that's why we recommend our users to go with Copilot, because we get that stamp of security in there.
Perfect.
And from there, the other part that one of the reasons why I stick with being in the Microsoft ecosystem is, and the Power Platform, and the rule applies for AI tools, is we're always in a position where there's what we call like a no pitfall pipeline. So either we go from the simplest agent, in this case, AI agent that we need to build as a personal assistant through the agent builder in Microsoft 365 Copilot, to more complex situations where we go with more institution-wide level type of agents using Copilot Studio, or even building our own AI models and tools going through Azure Foundry. There's no pitfall. Like if we get to a situation where, okay, we're facing the limits of this first tool, there's another tool next. Like there's always like something next, and going in Azure, like it's limitless in terms of what we can do. That's the other part that I really appreciate of the Microsoft ecosystem here.
Nice.
Now, we talked about the AI in terms of the application. So we talked about different applications here. They're all based on what's called the Microsoft Power Platform. It is one foundation. In what we talked about, there's like three powerful layers, let's say. First, the Power Platform itself. It is everything that is built on this is secured. You are connecting with your Entra ID profile, so it is organization level security, and it is role-based access control. So for all those different tools, all those different areas, and everything that is built on top of this, you are authenticated, and you only have access to data, but also functionalities that are specific to your role. First key part. And that includes, like I say, like those different areas, including Copilot. Then on top of the Power Platform, there's this whole suite of Dynamics 365. In this case, there are different modules or different tools moving from managing human resources to going into relationship management with your students, your staff, your partners, managing projects, dealing with customer service. As we explained, there's a whole suite of products that are all integrated and built on that Power Platform. So using the same security label, and it is a full package. It is a full set of functionalities that you get when going with a Dynamics 365 tool. Very extensive, very all the details are there. Now, there are some situations or some cases where, yeah, I want a relationship management tool, or I want a project management tool, or customer service tool, but I only need like the base functionality. That's when we come in with a lightweight version of what we see in Dynamics in this case, which is the Rapid Start Suite and Rapid Cloud part, which is the AI counterpart of it. The point being here is it gets you going faster, lighter. But again, we have to see, depending on your project requirements, what is needed, if you need to go with a lightweight or more full package level. But all of these are built on the Power Platform. You get the same security, the same integration capabilities.
What are the factors to have a quick win? What are the factors to make that venture into AI, that optimization of a business process successful?
Yeah, so based on projects we've been involved in, key factors that we've extracted or able to share here. First, making sure that you work on concrete use cases. I know it seems obvious. Maybe some say, Eric, you're Captain Obvious here, but at the same time, it is a fact that we've learned. Sometimes people go after and chasing unicorns or rainbows. No, go and chase real problems, address real problems, and if they apply to more than one department, even better.
I just want to go back on repetitive tasks. In case number 1 and number 2, we've shown that the usage of AI will lift a lot of pressure out of your admin staff. Just to answer the question from your students, from the other parts of the faculty. So once again, repetitive tasks, identify them, and it is a good starting point or good entry, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
The other one, again, Eric, Captain Obvious, but still some people sometimes come in and say, oh, we'll manage this, through our IT department. We'll involve business or the actual operating team once we're ready and get them, trained then, and they'll use it. No, involve those other teams earlier on as you get your project definition, as they get through testing, get them involved earlier. That's how you can also get a successful project. Set the rules, establish your governance. We talked about governance. Part of it is around what are the rules for using the system, who's responsible for what's your RACI, and give some room for experimentation, especially in the AI world. Nothing is finite, nothing is, it's still bubbling up, so leave some room for experimentation in there. 3 key success factors that can help you in there. Talking about governance, talking about things to consider. Here, talking about issues that you have to consider in terms of governance. So the point here is, what do you need to position, guidelines, rules as you start the project, as you establish your field of work in there? First, the data. Talked about it before, but the In the data, there's potentially sensitive information. Make sure you've set the right permissions and the right rules around student information, HR information, financial data, or even research data if that's part of your realm here. Second, we're talking about AI, responsible use of AI. Set a proper governance, proper use guideline, and we can help you through that. We do have our own set of guidelines, and we can help you build those around how to work with document or content that was generated by AI. How much transparency do you apply? How you make sure that human in the loop is part of your processes. How do you deal with inaccuracies or unintended outputs? What about compliance? Things like that. So helping you set the rules, helping you set that these rules are communicated and people abide to those rules. Finally, in terms of governance, who can create what? Can everyone create agents? Maybe so, maybe not. What are the rules behind this? Can everyone create applications? Maybe so, maybe not. Again, set the rules. Create records within your applications. Who can share what and whom? 3 basic areas that allow you to have proper governance on your projects.
And the governance step is often disregarded in AI project, but as you can see, it is a major part of your success because if you don't protect your data, it can spread all over the place, and you don't want that with AI.
Absolutely.
Quick win. So how to identify a quick win to build on that success and go after that on a different level of project.
Yeah. So making sure you look for recurring problems, something that is non-repetitive and manual, and that it has direct impact on your team. Basic call on what will make a good first project. Go for quick wins, things that are that have a high impact quickly.
In conclusion, okay, doing more with the same resources, it's not a simple task, but you do have all the tools in hand, okay? First of all, set your priorities. Go on repetitive tasks. Focus on your recurring pain to help you decide which project to start with, okay? You guys have already the tools. You guys probably have the Microsoft tools to start your project, okay? So go ahead and move forward with confidence, step by step, okay? Just do a hit to go on the bases. Do not look for the home run, okay? Hit by hit, you'll get around the bases and score points. So baby steps is the way to go with AI. Okay, like I said, start with the first with the concrete project, with something that speaks to you. Solulan might be a partner to help you because we do have the experience, we do have the knowledge and expertise as well to help either do it for you, guide you, or even teach you how to do it. Like Eric said, we want to teach you how to fish to get the most out of it, and to help you also stay in the right trajectory, okay, for your technological needs and wishes. So it will be there to help you, guide you through all those processes. Thank you very much for being here today. This webinar will be on our YouTube page, Solulan YouTube page, within the next few hours or days, but it will be there. Please contact us. Here's my information. Here's my LinkedIn if you want to scan the QR code. There's my email address. I'm just the funnel here. So write to me, and I'll be able to redirect these your questions to our experts in cybersecurity and compliance, project, telephony, call center, but also AI and Power Platform to Eric's team. Eric, thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure working with you today. And once again, if you do have some questions, we do have a few minutes for your questions in the chat. As I see, there's no question. Either people are too shy, Eric, or you've done a wonderful job. I know that you've done a terrific job, but
Yeah, and people can contact you. Like if there's anything that you want to explore further, they can contact you. So thanks so much, everyone.
Solulan, the hidden side of your success.